I'm Julia Wolfe, and I'm a composer living in an old factory loft in downtown New York. And right down the hall is my studio where I write music, where it all happens. I think the May Festival's new model is going to be really exciting because it's starting to bring in other voices in the conversation to create something new. There's a kind of synergy that happens when you're bringing musicians from different worlds, related worlds, but still very different, to come in and have that conversation with the May Festival. The Cincinnati Symphony feels both natural, but also very unique in terms of being an artist in dialogue about how to make a festival. In many ways, I think of myself as coming from the outside in. I've always felt like I was an experimentalist, trying new ideas. I never business as usual. It's part of my personality probably, but also my background is really varied. So I went to college, for example, thinking I was going to study social sciences, and I accidentally walked into a music class. A friend said, "Hey, come take this music class." I just got fascinated. I said, "You can build something out of music?" That just blew my mind. Music is definitely influenced by living here in New York City, the kind of cacophony and the rhythm. There's a kind of rhythm to the city. There's a lot of rhythm in the music. It's also just from the music that I love so much. I'm a child of rock and roll and very connected to American folk tradition as well. One thing that was important in coming to the May Festival and putting my stamp on it is to write something new. I mean, as composers, we're always creating something fresh. And this choral piece that I wrote for the festival is hot off the press, just went in. It's called All That Breathes, and it's a kind of meditation. One of the groups coming is the Bang in a Can All-Stars. They're my home band. That's where I've developed a lot of my experimental ideas and reached into new territory. And in a lot of ways, the work that's now gone into my orchestral writing came from building pieces with them. In Michael Gordon's Natural History, there will be percussionists and brass players all around the hall. So you're not just going to be looking at the stage and getting it from in front of you. Sound is coming from everywhere. So it'll be behind you, it'll be to the side. The circle of drummers from the Klamath tribe will be right front and center. This is going to be a very different kind of experience. It's going to be immersive and very physical, and sound is going to be coming from a lot of unexpected locations as you take it all in. Another really special group coming is Lorelei, and Lorelei is a women's chamber choir. In this case, they're coming in to sing her story. It's a piece that I wrote for them and orchestra, and the singers are not only singing, but they're moving to different locations throughout the piece. They're in the back of the stage, behind the orchestra. They're within the orchestra on platforms, which I always wanted to do, put singers in the orchestra. I think it's really fun to extend the concert experience and not have it business as usual. Feel like you're having a very different kind of experience with the chorus and with the orchestra. These are all works that focus on history and on ideas. So, for example, David Lang's national anthems, it's a deep dive into the language of anthems, patriotism, bravery, these kinds of questions that I think we're looking at right now. What does it mean to be an American? What does it mean to love your country and support your country? So that's a really fascinating work. This year's festival is about narrative and history. Embedded in that are political ideas, environmental ideas, issues of labor history. It's all in there. And all of that is told not only through the text, through singing, but also through the music, through the power and the drive of the instruments. So it's a very special way of telling history and reflecting on who we have been and where we're going.